Hey guys, I'm back once again, and this is going to be part 2 of my top favorite movies. First off, I want to say, I know that in the first video I said that I was going to be doing a top 30, but I've just found out that there are so many different movies that I want to include in these videos, and in this series. There's so many movies that I love, so many movies that I watch. I can watch constantly. I never get sick of them. So this is actually not going to be a top 30. This is going to be a whenever I get done with them, basically. I'm just going to show off a bunch of movies and, just say, these are my favorite ones. And then the series will be over when it gets over. I really do hope that it's over within 5 videos. Like I said before, at least 5. And like I said, I'm not going to be doing these all in order, or all I'll do part 1 and then I'm doing part 2 now, and then I might do another type of video, and then I'll come back to it. I'm not doing all the videos in a row. Also, I'm not gonna do full reviews on any of the videos. I know I said that in the last video, but I end up running out of memory space in my camera, and my camera actually cut me off in the last video. So instead, I'm just gonna name off a movie. I might say something about them, and then I'll move on to another one. So this video will not be as long. But I'm gonna go and get into it. The first movie I want to show off is the movie that I was trying to show off at the end of the last one, and it cut me off. But it's a Short Circuit with Ali Shetty and Steve Guttenberg. And yeah, I remember seeing this movie back when I was really young, and I really did enjoy it. Basically, it's about this robot who is basically sort of a war machine, but ends up getting struck by lightning, and it sort of turns him good, and he ends up coming alive, basically. And he ends up starting to feel emotions and things like that. He starts feeling, love and things, and he meets Ali Shetty's character, and he doesn't fall in love with her, but he sort of becomes her friend, I think. Yeah, it's been a while since I watched this movie, but it's a really good one. And like I said, Steve Guttenberg's in it as well. It's a really good movie, and I love that cover art. It kind of looks like a horror movie in a way, or just a sci-fi movie, but it's really not. It's actually a really, really good film. The next one, this is actually the first Jim Carrey movie that I saw, and I think it's also the first PG-13 rated comedy I saw. Because back when I was younger, I used to think movies that were good for kids were rated G, PG. Action movies were rated PG-13. And horror movies were R. I don't know why. But every single, every horror movie was rated R. Action movies were PG-13. So I didn't know that comedies could be PG-13. But, I don't know, it was weird. But it's The Mask. Basically, Jim Carrey is kind of a loser. And he ends up finding the mask. And it turns him into sort of this crazy cartoon guy. Tons of confidence and everything. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite Jim Carrey films. So I'm going to be doing a whole video showing off just all my Jim Carrey films, but The Mask, really, really good one. Up next we have The Mummy with Brendan Fraser, the first one. Really did enjoy this one as well. I watch this movie, every time I watch this movie I always really enjoy it. I have not seen the original Mummy movie, but I really like this one. I've seen the second and third one as well, and I like the second one too, but this one is really, really good. Definitely one of my favorites. One of my favorite action horror films. Now we're gonna get into a couple of DVDs. The first one, this is actually one of my favorite war films of all time. Tom Hanks, Matt Dillon, Saving Private Ryan. Everybody knows about this film, so I'm not gonna get into it. A masterpiece, one of the best war films of all time, right here. Then we got these two comedies with oh wait, my bad. With Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson, and it's Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights. And these movies are basically, Owen Wilson's like a cowboy, and Jackie Chan is sent to where Owen Wilson, his character's at, to save this princess who's been kidnapped. That's the basis of the first film. And they're both really good films. So this is back when Jackie Chan was still doing movies and stuff. He doesn't do them that much anymore. But these two movies were two of my favorite ones that he did. I really do like the first one, but there's something about the second one that I've always liked maybe a bit better. Maybe, I'm not sure. I just like the feeling of the second one. But yeah, both of these are really good. Then we have another Adam Sandler movie, and that's Billy Madison, which is just a hilarious one. I think everyone knows about this. I would also say Happy Gilmore would also be another good movie that I would pick, another Adam Sandler film that I would pick. But I'll just pick this one up right now and show this one off, Billy Madison. Now we're getting into sort of like, again, adventure comedy. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I think everybody knows about this movie. Definitely one of the greatest films, I think, of all time, in my opinion. The acting is great. It's a great story. Everyone knows about it. And, yeah. Great one. Classic right there. Then we got a John Candy film right here. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with Steve Martin. Everyone knows about this one as well. Really good one. Then we have another war movie, and this was actually the first true war movie that I saw. I didn't watch a lot of war movies when I was younger, but then when I saw this one, I sort of got into them a little bit. And it's Behind Enemy Lines with Gene Hackman and Owen Wilson. I know a lot of people probably won't call this one their favorites, but it was actually the first war film that I saw, and I really do enjoy it. For those of you who don't know, Owen Wilson is like a flight pilot, and he ends up getting shot down behind, enemy lines. And he's just out there stranded, and the whole movie is just him trying to get over that so he can get back to the other side. And it's a really thrilling movie, really good one. And if anyone who hasn't seen it because they don't think it's it's not as big as other war films, but I really do highly recommend it. It's actually a really good underrated one in my opinion. Now I've got some movies that are movies that I grew up watching as a little kid. There's a lot of things I could say about some of these movies, but I'll just, go ahead and just start showing them off. First one is Tall Tale with Patrick Swayze. He's in it. Basically about this boy named Daniel, and he lives sort of forget what time period he lives in, but he ends up getting his father gets shot, and he ends up getting really sad, and he goes into his boat, and when he wakes up, he's back in the olden times, and like the Old West, basically. And Patrick Swayze plays Pecos Bill, and then there's also there's John Hiccup, there's John Henry, he's in this movie as well, and it's just a really great cast. This was actually the movie that sort of got me into my interest into the Old West and things like that. It's a really good one. There's Billy the Kid's in it as well, I think, a character. But, yeah, it's a really good movie. I definitely recommend it. It's a Disney film, so it's pretty good. Another Disney one, and this one has Jonathan Taylor Thomas in it and Brad Renfro, and it's Tom and Huck. And it's basically based on Mark Twain's book, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Basically, these two boys, they're friends, and they end up witnessing a murder from this guy named Injun Joe, who, if you read the book, you know what I'm talking about. And the whole movie is Tom's friend Muff ends up getting blamed for the murder, and the whole movie is just them trying to find Injun Joe and bring him to justice, basically. Really good movie. Definitely recommend this one. And again, another Disney one. I will say though, the murder scene, it's not violent, but I think it probably maybe I wouldn't recommend it to younger kids, but still, really good one. I've talked about this movie in my good movies to watch in October that aren't horror films, so I'm not going to get into it. When Good Ghouls Go Bad with Christopher Lloyd. I know a lot of people will think it's weird that I have this in my favorite movies list, but I'm going to include it anyway. And then here's another Jonathan Taylor Thomas film, and it's The Adventures of Pinocchio, the live action version of it, with this cool holographic cover. I remember renting this movie back when I was younger. There's a little sort of a little food store that's right down the street from my house. It's closed down now, but it was a little small store, and they used to have video rentals. And this was the only movie I remember renting from it. And I always remember really enjoying it, and I love that store. It's closed down now, which really sucks, because it was just a small little store, a little food store, sort of in the middle of my neighborhood. and it was just a cute little store, and they had some tapes there. But I remember finding this, and it had this cover for it. I have another copy of it without this cover, but once I saw this, I had to get it just because of the cover. But it's basically just a whole story of Tom Sawyer. It's kind of scary for little kids, though. So I wouldn't recommend it for like young kids, but it's still pretty good. Now the next one is another John Candy movie. I talked about this movie a lot. It's Uncle Buck. Everyone knows about Uncle Buck. It's a classic comedy, one of the best comedies in my opinion. Great movie right here. And the last movie I'll show off in this video stars Chris Farley and David Spade, and it's Tommy Boy. And again, I'm pretty sure everybody knows about this one, so I'm not going to get into this. But Tommy Boy, really funny movie. You know, definitely recommend this one to everybody who hasn't seen it. And it's got a really good cast as well. But yeah, guys, that was part 2 of my favorite movies. Like I said, I'm going to continue on. I'll probably do 3 more of these videos, and I'll get to a lot more movies. So definitely let me know what you guys think about any of these videos. If any of these are your favorite ones, if you've grown up watching any of these movies, definitely let me know. Leave me a comment. And yeah, guys, so thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing, and I'll see everyone next time.